good shot. Oh my!
Here to celebrate Georgetown! The Georgetown Raiders are Buckland Cup champions!
The Trenton Golden Hawks, the R7 Cup champions, are going to Coburn.
Back to Minerva. Shot scores! And the Coburn Cougars are the Royal Bank Cup champions!
Hockey fans around 16 Mile Creek have waited 9 years to hear it. Your Oakville Blades, OJHL Buckland Cup champions.
Well, the OJ's top dogs were all in action last weekend as the race for the Buckland Cup continues to take shape. More on that coming right up. This is the OJ Today. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Alex Bastiavansky. Tons to cover today. Georgetown head coach Scott McCrory is going to join me later on in the show to talk about the performance of his Raiders so far. Also, the Trenton Golden Hawks find themselves in a familiar spot right now, challenging for first place out in the East Division, and we'll have a feature story on the Jayhawks and their quest for yet another Dudley Hewitt Cup championship. But first, highlights. And those Golden Hawks had themselves a busy weekend, 3 games in 3 nights, and after dropping the St. Mike's Buzzers in their first contest, it was off to Whitby on Friday. OJ Highlights now brought to you by BioSteel. BioSteel, the official isotonic beverage of the OJHL. And Whitby currently sits 3rd in the East, but way back of Trenton and Wellington, so they were trying to make up some ground. This isn't the start they wanted, though. Already down 1-0. Nice puck movement by the Hawks. Ryan Bigler, the finish to make it 2-0. They nearly make it 3, but Connor McKenzie coming up with the huge stop right there on Adam Kim. Second stanza, and Wyatt George going blocker side on McKenzie to make it 3-0. Whitby breaks the shutout 9 minutes later. Curtis Abbott wires it in to make it 3-1. Final 20 now. Trenton adds insurance. It's Adam Kim picking up his second of the contest right there to make it 4-1. Whitby would get a last-minute tally from Christian Stevens, but it was too little, too late, as the Hawks continue to cruise in the East, taking down the Fury by a 4-2 count. The next night, Trenton headed further west to take on Georgetown, a rematch of the 2016 and 17 Buckland Cup Finals. All Raiders in the first, courtesy of Mitchell Hewitson. There's his first, beating Oliver Troop. Then with just 26 seconds left in the first, it's Big Huey once again, the one-timer, crushing it to make it 2-0. Problem for Georgetown is it was all Trenton after that. Follow the bouncing puck here. New Hawks addition, D'Artagnan Joly will smack it home to cut it to 2-1. And then 7 minutes later, Sam Duchesne, the point shot tipped home by Griffin Fox past Nate Torkia. All tied up 2-2, with just 4 seconds left in the period. These are back-breaking goals. Torkia, the initial stop. Cam Gillard, the finish. 3-2 after 40 minutes. Trenton would add 2 more in the third as the Jayhawks continue to look dominant. They win 5-2. Okay, we head north to Collingwood. The Colts hosting the Buzzers. This one was crazy. First period, tied 1-1 when Patrick Shaley somehow finds daylight there. And the Colts go up 2-1. Just 43 seconds later, the point shot tipped home by Patrick Brown, and the Colts were cruising up 3-1 after 20, but hold on. St. Mike's came out strong in the second. A 2-on-1 break, Finn Brown putting it past Mateo Lalama. 3-2, and then it's James Gibbons turning on the Jets and squeezing it past the keeper. All tied up 3-3 after 40 minutes of play. In the third, back and forth they went. Buzzers on the power play. A great puck movement here. Bing, bang, boom. Ryan Alexander, the finish. And it's 4-3 for the double blue. But the Colts never say die. Derek Sweeney gets it out front. Nathan Naves pots it, and that will send this one off to overtime, where it was St. Mike's prevailing. Ben Lorick, who recently signed with Williams College down south, shows them what they'll be getting soon. The cannon of a shot from the point. That wins it for the double blue. Great game, though, from Eddie Bush Arena as St. Mike's takes down Collingwood by a 5-4 tally. OJ Commitments brought to you by Warrior Hockey. Warrior, official hard goods supplier to the OJHL. And Peyton Robinson, the big D-man for the Burlington Cougars, is headed south. He will be an RPI engineer come the 2022 season. The 6'3" rear guard has turned heads this season as a 16-year-old rookie with the Burlington Cougars. Robinson had options. The former Don Mills Flyer was also a 5th-round pick of the OHL Sudbury Wolves, but he wanted to go the NCAA route. And Peyton is just one of the players you'll be able to see on Saturday, November 30th at the OJHL's All-Star Celebration taking place at Oakville 16 Mile Arena. It's a chance to see the past, present, and future of the league. There's an alumni game, Young Guns contest featuring the OJ's top young players, and of course the big game itself at 3 p.m. Head to ojhl.ca for more information. 60-second Spotlight is brought to you by College Hockey Inc. College Hockey Inc., official partner of the Ontario Junior Hockey League.
Tyler Flack, center, North York Rangers.
Flack on the breakaway, game chase, makes moves, scores!
What I bring to the ice every night would be my compete level. I try to work my hardest every shift I'm out there. I try to be an energy guy for my teammates. I try to contribute offensively and defensively both ends of the ice. Two-way player who can be a leader on and off the ice for my teammates. For me, wearing the C is a huge honor, especially for this organization, coming from a long line of leaders. Just coming to the rink every day and having that responsibility to kind of show my teammates the ropes. This year, I think this team is going to surprise a lot of people. We're going to be a very competitive team. We are a lot younger, but we're going to come out with a lot of energy every night. I feel like we're going to shock some people with how hard we work.
Out in front, shot, scores! Tyler Flack!
This portion of the OJ Today is brought to you by Q-Collar, official safety partner of the Ontario Junior Hockey League. Hey everybody, welcome back to the OJ Today. You know, the Toronto Patriots were projected to have a good season this year, but I'm not sure anyone thought it was going to be this great. The Pats have shot to the top of the South Division and received a top 10 national ranking in the process, behind an offense that's been absolutely vicious towards the opposition. Toronto has racked up some big wins early in the season. Last Saturday, it was Brampton's turn to try to keep the Patriots' big guns in check. Easier said than done, though. As of November 7th, the Pats had racked up 92 goals in just 20 games. Needless to say, these guys are scary, but it's Brampton that draws first blood. Sam Merritt beats Mario Pescia. 1-0 for the Admirals, but the Pats wake up. Cole Birch uses his teammate as a decoy, then rips it home, and that tied it up 1-1. 8 minutes later, the puck, pinballing around here, finally ends up on the stick of Jackson Alexiev, and the visitors led 2-1 at the break. Second stanza, once again, the Admirals were scrambling in their own end. Tiger Zhang, a bit of stick wizardry here, and nice, and then he goes top shelf past Travis Smith to make it 3-1. The two squads would trade goals after that as Toronto grabs the 2 points. They take down Brampton 4-2. A wild and crazy encounter from the Scotiabank Pond. Oakville against the JRCs. Spencer Whittle getting the visitors on the board. First, he uses the D-man as a screen, and the Blades go up 1-0. Second frame, they add to it. Alton McDermott. What a great season this guy's having. He continues to rock and roll, makes it 2-0 Oakville. They were actually up 3-0 at one point, but wowza, all JRCs after that. Claudio De Gasperis to Stephen Kalisti. And the Canadians had life down 3-1. In the third, total collapse by Oakville. Matt Redding feeds Kalisti for his second, and that made it 3-2. And then watch Ryan Teverberg go to work. He's on the NHL Players to Watch list for good reason. What acceleration. What a finish. It was all tied up. 3 minutes later, Rizvan Mantsarov will steal and rip it past Will Barber, who was probably wondering what the heck hit him in the third period. Just crazy. 50 seconds later, Mantsarov gets his second of the contest to make it 5-3 JRCs. The Canadians opening some eyes on this day as they come back to stun the Oakville Blades, taking it by a score of 6-4. The Wellington Dukes are once again right in the thick of the fight for OJ supremacy. Now, 2 seasons ago, of course, they captured the Buckland Cup title. Last year, they once again made it all the way to the championship final before bowing out. This campaign finds the Dukes neck and neck with Trenton for first place out east, with the lead changing almost daily. They had a chance to gain valuable points against rivals Cobourg last Friday. With just 5 wins on the season right now, Cobourg will be battling for a playoff spot down the stretch unless they can get going. They get off to a good start, though. 7:41 in on the power play. Mac Lowry banking home the rebound, and it's 1-zip Cougars. The Dukes even it up, though. Mad scramble. Finally, Frank Vitucci banging it home, and it's tied 1-1 at the break. Second frame, a fortuitous bounce right to Ryan Smith, and he puts it past Dershan Stewart to make it 2-1 for Wellington, but the visitors come back. The Dukes can't clear the zone. Jacob Campbell pounces, and it will be all knotted up at 2 apiece, but the Dukes would run the table from that point on. Jake Gagnon, how good has this guy been this year? Notches his 18th of the season right there, and that would prove to be the game winner as the Dukes end up potting 2 more, and they cruise to the 5-2 win over their eastern rivals. Burlington in Milton to take on the Menace, and man, Burlington looks good this year. They had it 1 in the first period. A great play by Joel Holthrop across for Zeb Podolski, past the keeper, 1-zip Cougars. 3 minutes later, Burlington on the PP. They got Milton scrambling, and finally Brendan Kinnett will put it home, and it's 2-0 Cougars. And then great work here by Matt Franzoy. The extra effort paying off. He makes it 3-0 Burlington. That is all they would need. They take down Milton 6-2 at Memorial Arena. We heard Raiders coach Scott McCrory last segment lament a game. He said, got away. You thought a squad maybe could have beaten the Patriots here. Pick it up in the second with the Pats leading 2-1. Marcelo Perocao makes it 3-1 Pats. Late in the period, though, Patriots with a delayed penalty. Sweet feed from Nolan Dan to Justin Paul, the future St. Lawrence Saint. Notches his 8th of the season to make it 3-2. Final 20 now, and the Pats add some insurance. Dirt Stadig from the point. Kaboom. The cannon of a shot makes it 4-2 Toronto. But the Raiders never said die. Brutal giveaway by Tyler Vicari here right to Nolan Dan. And look at those hands. Pulled the Raiders to within 1, but they would get no closer as the Patriots hold on for the 4-3 win over Georgetown to increase their lead in the South Division over the Junior Canadians. OJ News and Notes now brought to you by Scotiabank, the official bank of the OJHL. And this is great stuff. Steve Mitchell, the owner of Genmark Digital Media, is doing great after undergoing a heart transplant on September 19th. Now, Steve is a fixture, of course, around the OJHL. He's filmed for multiple teams over the years and is one of the best in the business, but first and foremost, he's just a fantastic person. He's written out the story of what he's gone through, and you can read it on ojhl.ca. It's a fantastically written piece. Steve, you've got true grit, my friend. The up-to-date CJHL national rankings as of November 4th. Brooks stays on top. Battleford's in second. The Pats at number 7. Wellington at number 11. And the Oakville Blades in 15th spot right now. And a reminder, the game of the week on CHCH, fast approaching. November 30th is the first one after 6 games last year. We're going to do 9 this year, hosted by Alex Bloomfield and yours truly. And yeah, there's the first game in Oakville at 16 Mile Arena, the All-Star Celebration. Puck drop at 3 p.m. This segment of the OJ Today is brought to you by Troy Hockey. Troy, the official apparel provider to the OJHL. Hey everybody, welcome back to the OJ Today. Joining me now, as promised, is Georgetown Raiders head coach and general manager Scott McCrory. Scoop, thanks for taking the time to join us.
No problem, Alex. Anytime.
All right, buddy. Currently in 3rd place in the West, you guys are. 3 games over 500. Just talk about how you feel the Raiders have played so far this season.
We've kind of had a bit of an inconsistent season so far. Came out of the gates really well, and then had a little bit of a lull, and played good for a couple more. And then last couple games we've been struggling to put the puck in the net, but it'll come. It's still early in the season. We just hit the 1/3 of the poll, and we're working on some stuff to get going. And offense last year wasn't a problem. This year it is. So
Yeah. Well, it's an odd stat, actually, because when you look at it, you guys have the best goals against total of any team in the league, but you've scored the second lowest amount. So obviously the balance is, one thing has sort of been canceling the other one out, but you've really had trouble putting the puck in the net, as you said, haven't you?
yeah, we've been gripping the sticks. Last night was a prime example. We had a couple of empty nets, and guys didn't bury it. Where it's be a natural feeling if you know you're scoring and your confidence is there. You just tap the puck in like Happy Gilmore, just tap it in. Be no issues. But last night and last couple of weeks we've been fighting the puck instead of letting it come naturally. We've been putting too much pressure on ourselves. So hopefully in the next week here we get everything ironed out.
A big reason behind the goals against total being so good has been the play of goalie Nathan Torkia, the Warrior Hockey goalie of the month for September. Lights out for you guys on so many nights. Talk about Torks and his performance so far this year.
Well, Torch is an elite goalie. Was drafted high in the OHL. Unfortunately, just didn't get the break to stay in the OHL. But I'm kind of glad because he's an exceptional goalie. Torch has been keeping us in the games. He's got a quick glove. His lateral motion is real good. We're working on getting him a scholarship in the States if we can. But Torch and he's a leader. He's a guy. If I could put the C on him, I'd put the C on him because Torch gives that enthusiasm in the room. And when guys need a big save, he makes the big save and just brings the bench up too. So just a great kid to have around.
Yeah, he's been a lot of fun to watch this year. Mitchell Hewitson, leading scorer right now on the team, and a guy with major junior experience, but he brings a lot more, of course, than just the points. He adds a whole different physical dimension as well for the Raiders, doesn't he?
Yeah, I like to call him Baby Huey. Huey last year struggled a little bit out of the gate. Thought coming back from the OHL he was going to just step back in. The previous year he had Mississauga. And it's a bit of a transition. And this year I just said, listen, Mitch, what makes you successful? Playing physical, stops and starts. Don't drive by, finish the play, and the puck's going to come to you. And so far this year everything's been going well. We had great 2 goals against Trenton. They were highlight goals. And he's got some huge skill, and he wants to get the CIS, and that's his goal. So that's we're trying to get him there this year and give him more confidence. He's got the confidence back, and as I said earlier, when you have confidence, everything seems to go the right way.
Yeah, and when he's on the ice, the other team definitely notices. He draws a lot of attention because of just the problems he caused from a physical perspective as well. We're skipping to Justin Paul now. It's so great to see him sign with St. Lawrence University. He's been a standout for you guys for a few years now, and he won't be leaving until 2021, so you still get him for another season after this one. Yeah,
that's the beauty of the contact that's set up with St. Lawrence is that they don't need Justin until 2020 or 21, so it'll be good for him. Get that experience playing. He's got elite skills and working on the leadership side of it, getting better. So when he gets to St. Lawrence, everything's going to click for him. Great kid. So it's good to see one of those older guys get a scholarship that deserves one.
Absolutely. You know, finally, Scott, you guys have had big wins over some of the biggest teams in the OJ this year so far. You've taken down Oakville. You've taken down Burlington. So obviously this team has shown that it's got the ability to make some serious waves this year, doesn't it?
Yeah, last night we had a tight one with the Patriots. Could have went either way. I wasn't overly happy with the officiating, but that's usually with me because I grew up in an officiating household. So, but that's part of the game. We had some chances to tie it, and those things happen. But I like our mix with Torch and Alex and that, and then our defense and up front. Like I said, it's just juggling. We're pretty young up front, and once our younger guys get the confidence, we'll be fine.
Finishing off on this note, hometown hockey that came to Georgetown was just such a fantastic event. You were actually featured on the broadcast as well, talking about your scoring exploits and some of the coaches that you've played under over the years. But just talk about hometown hockey and what a great event it was and what a crowd you guys had for that Saturday night game against Markham.
Yeah, the hometown hockey was a great weekend. A lot of people don't realize the amount of work that went in behind it. I have to thank the town of Halton Hills for their work on that. But for us, I said to the boys, watch the crowd when you get out. When they came out, there was over 1,000 people in the stands, and they adrenaline was pumping in their veins. And when Nate made the big save in the first period on the 2-on-1, you could just see our spirits get lifted. And fortunately for us, we got a penalty shot. The crowd went nuts, and it just took off from there. So it was a good win. And like I said earlier, we played against the top teams. We know we can compete. It's just now not creating those mental brain farts, as I like to say, that cost us. And hopefully we get everything on the right path here. We'll be fine.
Excellent. Glad to see you guys are doing so well, Scott. And thanks for taking the time to join us. I'll see you out there at the rink.
All right, Seahawks.
And Scott and his Raiders will be featured on one of the CHCH OJHL Game of the Week broadcasts. And that'll be January 11th, the Battle of Halton Region. Of course, it all kicks off the first broadcast November 30th for the OJHL All-Star Game and finishes up on February 22nd. Eddie Bush Arena in Collingwood is going to be absolutely packed for the Colts against the Spirit. This segment of the OJ Today is brought to you by Scotiabank. Scotiabank, the official bank of the OJHL. Hey folks, welcome back to the OJ Today. You know, an organization must have pretty high standards if a first round playoff exit is considered a huge disappointment, but we're not talking about just any team here. We're talking about the Trenton Golden Hawks. And when you have a run of 2 straight Dudley Hewitt Cup championships, your expectations are set just a tad higher than most squads. Now, to be fair, the Hawks were reloading the past couple of seasons after winning those titles, but they're back this year big time. Once again, they find themselves among the OJHL's elite. And we take a closer look now at what makes the Hawks so powerful this year.
Blocked there by Lucas Brown. What a play. Lewis dropping it along the corner boards. The Trenton Golden Hawks, a shot up the side of the net. They are Dudley Hewitt Cup champions. Second year in a row. The Trenton Golden Hawks are going to Cobourg next week.
In the storied history of the Trenton Golden Hawks, that moment was the pinnacle. Their second consecutive Dudley Hewitt Cup title, but this time it was captured on their home ice at Duncan Memorial Arena in front of their hardcore fans. The 2 seasons that followed were, by Trenton's standards, subpar. But to be fair, the Hawks were reloading after losing so many veterans from those championship teams. Last year, they were ahead of schedule, finishing the regular season with the OJ's 4th best record, but they were dropped in the first round of the playoffs by Whitby, a loss that still stings.
I think last season, obviously it was devastating. First round, we were projected to go pretty far in. It happens, and we learn from it and we move on, and we become better hockey players that it is.
This season, the Golden Hawks have been a powerhouse, jockeying with Wellington for first place out east and unquestionably one of the OJHL's top teams.
This year so far we've been rolling, a couple new faces coming in. It's been nice having some returning guys too to help lead the way and kind of show the new guys how to play and that sort of thing.
Well, obviously Sam Deschaines was tied, or he's leading the defense and scoring, was tied for his scoring league, so we're getting offense from the back end. And Foxy, Nasty, McMahon, we got some great forwards up front. Picking up Adam Kim is a big help too, so hopefully it just keeps the roll for us.
Much attention and acclaim has understandably been given to Hawks captain Sam Duchesne, leading the team in scoring as a defenseman and up near the top of the OJHL scoring race.
Whether there's 1, 2, 3 guys bearing down on him, he doesn't have any panic. He makes the right decisions all the time. And you can't teach that. That's something you can have 1,000 practices and show 1,000 video clips, but there's no teaching poise.
Forward Griffin Fox sits second in team scoring, and head coach Peter Goulet knows he's a player he can trust in all situations.
Fox has been unbelievable. He's a workhorse, one of the best penalty killers in the league. He's great on faceoffs. He can play either side wing. He can play center. He plays power play. He plays PK. He's on the ice at the end of hockey games. if we're up a goal, and he's on the ice at the end of the game, if we're down a goal. So you can't say anything more than that. He's a complete player and a great teammate.
In goal, the Hawks have one of the OJHL's best duos. Anand Oberoi has major junior experience in the OHL, and Oliver Troop is a gargantuan presence between the posts at 6'6" and 210 pounds. Trenton has added additional offensive muscle in the form of Andrew Syria, recently acquired from Collingwood, and Adam Kim, who previously played with the Kingston Voyageurs. It all adds up to a deep veteran squad that knows what it takes to win, and the Hawks plan to keep on winning all the way to the Centennial Cup.
We have the potential. There's no reason why we can't, go there, and there's going to be hiccups along the way, but I think that our team is really well and sound in structure, and I think that we got a really good run at it.
Okay, before we go, a look at the standings brought to you by Jostens, the official ring and awards supplier to the OJHL. Starting in the West, Oakville on top, slim lead over Burlington, followed by Georgetown, Brantford, Buffalo, and the Milton Menace. We move to the North, Collingwood, just a 1-point lead over Stouffville, followed by the Royals, the Pickering Panthers, and the Aurora Tigers to the south. The Toronto Pats, 5-point bulge now over the Junior Canadians, followed by St. Mike's, the Chargers, Brampton, and North York. And out east, Wellington, Trenton tied, although Wellington does have 3 games in hand right now, followed by Whitby, the Cobourg Cougars, and the Lindsay Muskies. And this week's Top 5 brought to you by Cliff Bar. Cliff Bar, the official energy bar of the OJHL. Number 5, Tiger Zhang of the Toronto Patriots. Sticks with it here and then goes Roof Daddy. The huge wrist shot against Brampton. Number 4, Trenton's Adam Kim sent in on the break against Connor McKenzie, but Connor sprawls to make the massive stop. Number 3, Patriots against Georgetown. Dirk Stadig from the point tees it up and just tattoos that baby past Alex Vendette. Number 2, same game, Nolan Dan jumps all over the Pats miscue, and look at these moves. Ugh. Dirty dangles by the Raider. And number 1, the legend of Ryan Teverberg just continues to grow. Look at this against Oakville. Turns on the Jets, and then, despite falling down, still gets it to go. Probably the best 17-year-old in the OJHL this year, and he's got our Cliff Bar Play of the Week. And that's all the time we've got for this week. But just remember, you can always keep up to date with what's going on in the league by heading to OJHL.ca. And of course, all of your social media options are right there for you to explore as well. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week.